up, guys? Hey.
Welcome back to our channel. I'm Maddie.
My name is Ari.
Ari, what are we watching today?
Today we're watching a video of things you can do in Japan, but you shouldn't do outside of Japan.
Yeah, things are allowed in Japan, but not overseas.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into
Let's
it.
do it.
Number 1, age of consent. This
Age
one
of
is a
consent.
much debated topic in Japan today, but the legal age of consent is 13 years old in Japan.
Oh, wait. 13?
And one of the lowest in the world. Age of consent referring
think
to the
it's the
minimum
lowest,
age
yeah.
at which a person is considered to be capable of giving consent to sexual acts. More than
Okay.
100 years without change.
13?
Interestingly, most prefectures in Japan have statutes and local ordinances that raise the effective age to between 16 and 18 years old, while at the same time leaving some gray area for specific cases. At the end of the day though, the national age of consent in Japan is 13 years old.
But still, I think 16 is still low, right? I mean, 13, it's like a kid.
That's a kid.
That's still a kid.
That's the first age of being a teenager.
Yeah, right.
Number 2, marrying cousins.
What?
On somewhat of a
Huh?
lighter note, it's legal in Japan to marry your first cousin. Like,
Hold up. Wait. What? Guys, on the scientific side, you shouldn't do that. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying.
god, that's way too close to your first
No.
cousin. You can marry them. No.
I don't know, that's too close, I think.
I think so too.
That's too close.
That's family,
Oh my
man.
god, I'm getting goosebumps.
That's crazy. Okay, let's see what he has to say. I don't know, maybe there's something to it.
Okay, yeah.
video. It may be legal in some countries, or if you're from the US, in your state. But the truth is, in other parts of the world, marrying your first cousin is still against the law. So I thought this one was worth mentioning. Number 3, defamation. So this is an interesting one. In Japan, you can sue someone for defamation if they damage your honor, aka public image, even if the statements are true. This one kind of blew my
makes
mind since I'm from the US.
I've heard about that, and that's a very powerful thing, actually. Like, if someone damages your image in public or like the image of your company and you can sue them, I feel it's such a Japanese thing to do. It's all about honor
Yeah.
and your face in public. So if you ruin that, then we will punish you for that.
Yeah, because I mean, it kind of damaged the other person too, right?
sure.
So I think that one, I understand. It
Yeah.
totally makes sense.
Yeah,
That's a good law, to be
True,
honest.
true.
Yeah.
We understand defamation to be the oral or written communication of a false statement about another that unjustly harms their reputation and usually constitutes a tort or crime. But in Japan, hurting someone's honor or even hurting a company's honor is protected by law, despite the statements being true. I should note though that many laws in Japan leave a lot of gray area, but the main 3 criteria for defamation in Japan is 1. The statement is shared with the general public. 2. It reveals specific facts, whether true or not. And 3. Damages one's honor, either socially, their value, or how they value themselves. Even online statements, if the 3 previously mentioned criteria are met, can be considered defamation. There are exceptions though, such that you're stating facts about public interest, or you're a whistleblower to expose company fraud. But at the end of the day, the Japanese law is to protect individuals and companies from malicious actors that intend to do their honor or image harm. Number 4. Food. Now, this one is quite a sensitive topic for many people, so I'm going to try to tread lightly. In Japan, hunting whale and dolphins as well as eating seal
I
and
heard
sea
about
lion is
that.
completely legal. Although it's part of the diet for some Japanese, it's probably safe to say that most don't eat it regularly. Yet, it's still easily found in shops and some restaurants.
Okay, kujira ne. Super sensitive topic, actually, especially coming from Europe. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think we really care that much about it. Like, we don't talk about it. Like, if it's edible, we just eat it. Actually, it's sensitive, right? But the first thought, like coming from an Asian country, is I just think, oh, I didn't know you can
eat that.
But then, like, because I stayed in Australia, right? And when that topic was talked about, everyone was really like
Upset?
active. Yeah, they were talking a lot about it. Like, how can they do that? Like, that's not good. Like, you should, make it illegal thing, kind of that. So that's when I realized, oh, okay, so different countries, different culture have different views on these kind of thing.
True.
Yeah.
To be fair, since the 5 years I'm living in Japan, I think I saw it on the menu once, and it was a special item. I never see people eating it. I never hear people talking about eating it. It's such a rare thing to do, and I think because of the backlash too, I think it got much less.
It.
Yeah.
On the other hand, shark fin also legal to eat in Japan, probably more commonly eaten, and I think it's fair to say that many Japanese consider it a delicious food as it's easily found on menus, probably most commonly found in Chinese restaurants throughout Japan. But since it's such an expensive delicacy here, Japanese probably won't be eating it regularly. In regards to whaling specifically, Joji Morishita, who negotiated Japan's withdrawal from the International Whaling Commission, said in Japan, the whale eating issue is a symbol of respect for different cultures. And many people in Japan think it's not right for people from outside to impose food culture on other places.
When I lived in Europe and what I heard that people eat in Asia, people talk about it very badly, I guess. Not in a good way. It's like, oh my god, they eat raw fish. Oh my god, they eat this. Oh my god, they eat that. Okay, cool. And then I had a conversation here in Japan with a person. They asked me like, what is considered a very like delicious meat? And I said, probably in Germany, like we hear deer a lot or we hear rabbit. And she was like, I have a rabbit as a pet. Like, how can you eat that? And I was like, yeah, true. Like, it doesn't really matter, man. Like, where you're from, people eat different things. People have a different food culture. So you cannot judge it if you're not part of the group. Like, if the people themselves realize, okay, we shouldn't eat that, and that's fine. But to actually tell people what to eat and be like, maybe go to Germany and be like, don't eat any sausages anymore. For any reason, really. German people will also go wild. Like, how can you tell us not to eat sausages?
Yeah,
you know?
but I understand that because, like, what people eat, what they grow up with, it kind of goes back to the history, the roots of the country, right? And that kind of affects their diet, what they're eating, what is their main source of food. So I think, yeah, every country is different. I was shocked too at first when I learned, like, some other country they eat this, but I've never heard of it before. But yeah, we just gotta live with that, really. Everyone eats different things.
That is
right?
so true.
Yeah.
And number 5, cigarettes. So these days, we all pretty much know that cigarettes are not that good for you. Many places around the world have laws protecting citizens, including children, from cigarettes and secondhand smoke. There are still things that you can do legally here in Japan when it comes to cigarettes that aren't necessarily legal in other parts of the world. In Japan, you can still buy cigarettes from vending machines. Granted, you have a TASPO photo ID card and you're of age. Also, although most indoor smoking as of 2020 has been prohibited, you can still smoke in hotel rooms, cigar bars, and even some small-sized restaurants and bars that were open before April 2020. I don't know though. I feel like there's still a lot of restaurants and bars all throughout Japan that were open before 2020. Either way, Japan has come a long way from where it was just a few years ago when wherever you went indoors, you can pretty much smoke inside.
I don't smoke much, but I do smoke. Especially when I drink, I like smoking. And one big plus, like when I moved to Japan, I was like, wow. Like I moved to 2018. I was like, oh my god, I can smoke everywhere. It's like a dream came true. It's like incredible. No, I can't. I can't. There's rarely I find a spot where I can actually like eat and smoke. The majority of people that I know don't smoke. I shouldn't complain. On the other hand, it was incredible. As a smoker, that I could like sit down, have my curry, and then light a cigarette in the store with the air condition and then go out. Incredible. But well, you know, in Europe you can't do that.
I mean, actually, for me, it's the opposite from you. Like, so I don't smoke, guys. But in Vietnam, like in my country, you can smoke everywhere. I think they're trying to decrease that now, but someone could just be riding a motorbike back then and just like smoking and throwing the butts like just off the street. Like, and I think that's why we're trying to decrease the number of smoking because when they throw that, it's a hazard. Like, it hurts other people. Yeah, so when I came to Japan and I see there's like designated smoking space and everything, I was like, that is so cool. And like, if a store allow you to smoke, they tell you. And if you're not allowed to smoke, they tell you too. So there's specific space for smoking, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, for
to
sure.
be honest, yeah.
Like you realize it. Like if you're a smoker, they bring you an ashtray. Or they ask you, do you need an ashtray? You're like, yeah, sure.
I just appreciate that they make it clear where you're allowed to smoke, where you're not allowed to smoke. So that's good. So yeah, guys, that was us reacting to some things that are okay in Japan, but it's not legal outside of Japan. Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down there. Like, were you surprised by anything? Were there any differences, like from after hearing our stories? Also, please subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah,
Hey everyone!
What's up, guys? Hey!
Welcome back to our channel.